Hey guys, John back, and we are going to be trying to solve this fiendish puzzle I found on Sudoku Coach, um, or Sudoku Coach, I should say. Gosh, I get that wrong about every other time it seems. But, anyways, without further ado, let's just go ahead and start. Again, as always, comment if you have a problem with my logic somewhere or want to know why I marked something the way I did, and I will answer you in the comments. But other than that, I just try to go through this as quick as possible. Um, so let's begin. Let's see if there's anything jumping out at us right off the bat. So I see this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, missing a 6 and an 8. It touches all those other numbers. So let's see if that does anything. Let's see if there's any other spots like that that touch other numbers. I don't really see right now, but I know those got to be 3s and those got to be 3s. Those gotta be 4s. Those gotta be 4s. Here's a 3-5 combo, so that's good. That'll help us later. Here's a 5 in the middle. 5s cannot be there, so 5s. Oh, that's a 5 because of these 5s. And that means a 5's on the bottom here. So that's a 3-5 combo too. So what are we missing in these three squares? It can only be 3 numbers, and it looks like it's going to be 1, 6, 8. So there's a 1, so that could be a 6 or an 8. There's a 6, so that can be a 1 or an 8. And this one can be 1, 6, or an 8. Okay. Alright, so this box is all accounted for as far as what numbers go where, so we will continue on our journey here. Let's see what else. Anything else just jump out immediately? I know 9s. 9s have to go here, which means they're over here. Can't be on the bottom because we know that's a 3-5 combo already. So that's good. 9's got to go there. Anything else with the 9s? What about these 5s? I know the 5s have to go there. Let's just start back with the 1s and see if we can narrow anything down. Nothing with the 1s. 2s. That's definitely a 2, which means 2 live on the right over there. Which means that's a 2, and it means one of those is the 2. Okay, 3s. Anything additional with the 3s? Don't see anything. I know those got to be where the 4s live. 5s. I think we already been through the 5s. Oh no, we know the 5s have to live there in that box. Let's try 6s. Anything with the 6s? Okay, 6s can't be in the middle there or there, but nothing really else. 7s. 7's got to live on the left up there. Not much else, unfortunately. Okay, 8s are in the middle here, so the 8s have to be somewhere there. 9s. Anything with the 9s? No, I do not see anything with the 9s. Anything additional, I should say. Nothing else there. One thing I did notice here is this square here. There's a lot of different numbers that touch that square. We got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're only missing a 1, so that has to be the 1. That's helpful. That means one of those have to be the 1. So 4s can only live here or here, and so can 1s because of this 4 and this one. So this one is not an 8, which means this one is an 8. Okay, making a little bit of progress here. Let's see. Anything else? Okay, so we have a 1, 4 here. So we basically have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. We're missing 3. What are we missing? 6, 7, 9. Okay, so that's got to be a 6 or a 9. And this can be 6, 7, or a 9. And then this here can be a 6 or a 9. Because of this 3, 5 combo down here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're missing 6, 7, 9 there as well. Okay. Anything else? Okay, 2s, there's a 2. And if the 9s can only be here or here, we know that's a 9. So that gives us a 6-7 combo there and a 1-4 there, so that has to be the 9. And then this is only missing, we're only missing these two squares. Looks like it could be a 4 or 6. So that has to be a 4-6 combo, which means this can't be a 4. That's a 1, which means that's a 4. Ooh. Which means that's a 4. And then with the 1s, we know they live on top, and it has to be that's a 1, that's a 1. One of those is a 1. Okay, so we got a little bit of progress there. Let's see, what else? This touches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like we're missing a 7 or an 8 there. What about this one? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's also missing a 7 and an 8 only. I'm just seeing what numbers touch this square. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's how I'm coming up with that. Excuse me. Okay. What else? What about, no, yeah, what about this square? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's also a 7 and an 8. So in this line, we have 2, 7, 8, or we have 2 that are narrowed down to a 7 or an 8. So this must be a 2 or a 4. And there's a 4 here. So a 2 lives there, a 2 lives there, and a 4 lives there, which means a 4 lives there. Uh-huh. Okay. 2s are done and 4s are done. That's good. 3s. Anything else with the 3s? No. Let's see, what else? Let's go back through. Let's start at 1s and see if we can. Okay, so there's a 1. That has to be a 1. Which means one of these is a 1. Okay, 2s are done. 3s are still out there. 3s have to live here because of how this 3 and this 3 are, which means they live in the middle on the bottom box. We still haven't really ruled out this box or this box at all with the 3s, so let's keep going. 4s, we got all marked. 5, we have narrowed down pretty well. We have every box marked where the 5 goes in at least 2 squares. 6s, anything with the 6s? Ah, okay, 6s must live there because that takes up that row, that takes up that. So this must be the 6s, which means on top it's got to be there, which means that's a 6, which means that's the 7, which means 6s live down here, and 7s, we don't get any additional help with the 7s, but that's okay. Here's an 8-9 combo, but a 9 can't live there, so a 9's got to be there, which makes, oops, sorry, that's got to be a 9, which means that's got to be an 8, which means 8s live up there. This 8 tells us that 8s live here. Is that it for 8s for now? Oh, look at this. 1, 2, we know this is a 3-5 combo, so we're missing a 7. 7's got to live there, which means 7s are on the bottom here, which, what are we missing on top? 8, 9. Okay. So the top 3 boxes are all accounted for. We have it narrowed down to what numbers are where. So let's keep moving on and see what else we can come up with. Just going to keep working through the, I'll just start marking. Those can be the 3s, 4s, good, 5s are good as far as where they can go. 6s, those can be 6s and those can be 6s. That really doesn't help other than that. 7s, okay, that could be a 7. Anything on the top there could be a 7. 7s could be any of these 3 or any of those 4. So then I'll just look at 7s real quick. So there's only 2 7s on this entire line here. Here and here. So this is an empty rectangle. if because there's only 2 sevens here, so if this was a 7, that could not be a 7, right? Equally, if this was a 7, that could not be a 7. Also, this could not be a 7. That would mean the 7 is here. So if the 7 is here and here, it rules out the 2 sevens from this box. So that is called an empty rectangle, and that's how we can rule out a 7 from being in this square, because it wouldn't make the puzzle solvable, if that's a word. So okay, and now that there's not a 7 in this square and there's an 8 there, and we've been through all the numbers, let's just do it again real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. There's no 7. We already ruled that out, so that is a 9. Which means those can be 9s or those can be 9s. Okay, let's keep going while we're at it with the 7s. Looking for, okay, same thing here, empty rectangle. If this were a 7, that would be a 7, because there's only 2 on this column, so this cannot be a 7. Let me unhighlight those. I know that empty rectangles get a little confusing. I've talked about them many times on this channel. That is the way they work. Okay, here's a skyscraper. So look, in this line there's only those 2 sevens. In this line there's only those 2 sevens. So we know that if this 7, this must be a 7. Conversely, if this is a 7, that must be a 7. So one of these 2 is definitely a 7, which means anything that touches these 2 boxes, like here or here, that's a 7, would rule that out. So that cannot be. So that is a 7. Again, if you have questions, let me know. But we're just systematically ruling out 7s. Okay, here's an X-wing. It's in this column. These are the only places 7s can go. I accidentally highlighted that one. So that means when we look this way, we know this is a 7, or that's a 7, or that's a 7, and that's a, or this. I'm sorry, this or this is a 7, and this is a 7. Either way, the 7 lives here in this column, so that cannot be a 7. That's how that works. So now can we rule out, can we see if, oh, we haven't even got to 8s yet, so we're making some headway with 7s though. 7s actually helped out very well in this puzzle. Let's see, anything else? I think that's going to do it for now, so let's keep going with 8s. Where can 8s live? That could be an 8. Those can be 8s. I already see something here. Let's just keep going while we're at it. Oops. Forgot to mark. Boop, boop, boop. 8s. Okay, other than that, 8s are good. So what about this square? Have we ruled out everything? Did we rule out 3s already? Why did I not mark 3s in that middle? I just completely forgot to mark 3s there, huh? Okay, never mind then. Thought I was like, oh, we have 2 numbers here that we ruled out completely, but we did not. We certainly didn't. Okay, I think we have everything marked now, where things can live, etc. So now let's see if we can find any patterns here and see if what else we got. Okay, so in this line here, there's 2 cells that have 6 and 8 in it. So we can rule out 6 and 8 for any of the other cells. There's an 8 there, an 8 there, and an 8 there. We can rule that out, and we can rule out the 6 there. Does that help us at all? Oh, now we have the same thing with 3s and 9s. Look, those are the only 2 squares. They could only be a 3 or a 9, so we can rule out a 3 from there and a 9 from there. Now do we have anything worth anything? Let's go 3s. Let's look at these 3s. Is there anything helpful here? Not that I see. We have a finned X-wing, but it doesn't help us any. Let's see, anything else with the 3s? Nope. 9s. Let's go look at the 9s. Anything here with the 9s? Nah, it's not going to be anything. I can just tell by the pattern of it. Here's our skyscraper pattern, but nothing is going to touch these 2 squares because there's no 5s here or here. So that isn't going to work. Sixes. A couple things maybe, but nothing that sticks out. I got a swordfish, but okay, sevens again. So there's our little X-wing, but nothing touches it in the rows. There's our little skyscraper, but again, nothing, so nothing there. Eights, anything with the eights? This looks promising. Look at, oh no, I thought we had a skyscraper, but we do not. Okay. Ah, look at these 3 eights. They're the only 3 eights that could be in this entire column. So that means we can rule out those 2 eights. We know they have to live on the right, in other words, here. So let's see if that helps us all. Nothing I'm seeing that jumps out at me. Did it help us with these 5s? 3, 9, 5, 9. Is there a 3, 5 that touches any of these squares? Yeah, there is, actually. Look, that's a Y-wing. Okay, this right here is the pivot point. And it touches this. It touches this one and this one. And there's 3, 5, 9 are the 3 that can be in this square. So if there's any 3 that touches this square and this square, we can eliminate it. Because I'll show you what happens. If this is a 3, for instance, let's say this is a 3. Well then, look, that makes that a 3. No, hold on a second. I explained that wrong. So, I'm sorry, look. So this square right here has a 3 in it, and it touches both that and that. So if that were a 3 here, then look, then we'd have 3 squares and only 2 numbers, 5 and 9. So if this was a 9, that would be a 5, and there'd be nowhere for a 5 to go. If this was a 5, that would be a 9, and there'd be nowhere for a 9 to go. So we know a 3 can't live there. That's called a Y-wing. Those are a little harder to spot sometimes, and they're even harder to explain, but that's what those are all about. A little bit tricky. Okay, but anyways, but helpful nonetheless. So we got our little Y-wing there. Did that help us at all elsewhere? 3, 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 5. Just kind of looking around now for some patterns. If I see anything that jumps out at us. 3, 9. So we eliminated a. What did we eliminate there again? 8, but I thought we just eliminated the 3 too. Didn't we? This cannot be a 3. Yeah, we eliminated that. Okay. Okay. Let's look at 3s now and see if we can. Ah, look. In this column, look where only the 3s can live. Only in the bottom box. So we know that's not a 3. Cannot be a 3. Okay. So does that help us at all? 3, 5, 5, 8. No. Let's see. Let's look at this. Let's look at 3s in this one and this one. See if that helps us at all. It doesn't. If it did, we could eliminate that 5, but it doesn't. Oh! Look. There's only 1 3 left in this box. Right there. So there's a 3. Which means that's a 9. Okay. Helped a little bit. 3, 7, 3, 4, 7, 3, 4. That's a XYZ wing. Look. 3, 7, 3, 4, 7, 3, 4. These are just 3 numbers that can live in these 3 squares. And what's common to each of these? The 3. So if this was a 3, look what happens. It's the same thing. We got a 4 here, which means these are only can be 7s, but that clearly can't work. So this cannot be a 3, which means this is a 6. That's called an XYZ wing. Those are actually, once you're used to it, those aren't too bad to spot. It's just getting your eye used to finding these things. And even when your eye is used to finding these things, it's hard to find these things. If that makes sense. Which probably doesn't, but Okay, anything else? Let's look at sixes. Anything with sixes, sevens? We've already exhausted all of our sevens. Three eights. Sometimes you can just look at it and go, there's something here. This looks like it, but actually I don't think there is anything there. Nines are done. Anything with ones, twos, threes, fours, fives, threes again, sixes, fives. Let's see. Anything with fives? No. Got a couple little skyscraper situations, but nothing else jumping out. Let's see. Eights, nines, no. Okay, now I start looking for W wings and Y wings and XYZ wings, stuff like that I was just kind of talking about. See if anything jumps out at us like that. 16868. There's like a 16 here or something. 18168. Nothing there. Anything else? 3558. 358. Yeah, there's a Y wing. 355838. So a 5 and an 8. This square here cannot be a 3. That's how that works. So that's not a 3. And then what about this 358 here? That's also, well, look here. There's an easy thing. 7878 live there. So this square cannot be an 8. So it's a 3. This will probably break it open for us. 3, 5, 5, 5, 5, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 6, 6, 6 is there. 8, 8, 8. Yeah, we're busted open here. We got it. We got it. 1, 1, 3, 3, 3. There you go. Okay, so a couple Y wings, couple X wings. Looks like mainly Y wings. A couple of those solved that in the end for us. So there you have it. If you have any questions, again, let me know in the comments. Give me a timestamp, and we can talk about what happened in a certain position. Or if you have anything that you think I missed, please comment. Let me know. Again, I'm an amateur, and I just enjoy doing these, but I do not claim to have any sort of expertise whatsoever. So we'll see you on the next one.